The number systems. To get started with the basics of mathematics, as we all know, we are using math for calculations. How we are doing the calculation? Using numbers. So we should know what are all the types of numbers are available to calculate. Then we may use those numbers, we'll do calculation using that. Okay. So the number system begins with the basic counting. How will you count things? How you are counting things? There are many things are there. How you are counting things? Like a box of apple is given to you. People are telling you to count it. How will you start counting? Numbers? What, man? How will you start counting, man? 1, 2, 3. In that way you are counting, right? That is the answer I am expecting from you. How will you start counting? 1, 2, 3, like you start counting. Okay. So, the basic need of numbers is that one only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. When I put these 3 dots, this is not meant by dot dot dot. One dot stands for and, another dot stands for so, another dot stands for on, and so on. It goes on, goes on, goes on. So these type of numbers are called as counting numbers because we use these numbers to count things. So the counting numbers, and it does have the another name as well, called natural numbers. What numbers? Natural numbers, and it is denoted by this type of n. Any difference in this n you are seeing? Yeah, not just capital N. I used these 2 bars to denote it as natural numbers. Okay. Hey, can't you see this? Yeah, okay. And also, after the discovery of the number 0, that also added with this counting numbers. So, the total available numbers has become 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and so on. It goes on. And this type of these, all the numbers together is called as whole number. What number? Whole numbers. And guess what? How this is denoted by? The letter W. How the whole number is denoted by? W. Okay. We started counting. After that, we included 0 as well. And still some of the numbers are needed. See, when I say I move 4 steps, I am saying what? I am moving 4 steps. Okay. Now, you close your eyes. Close your eyes, man. Imagine that I am moving 4 steps. Now open your eyes. Which direction you thought? Forward you thought. But where I moved? From here to here. But the thing is same. I moved 4 steps. Whether that is front or back, whether that is left or right, I didn't mention. So to include that also in the numbers, we use this negative numbers. How does negative number can say the direction? See, for instance, I am standing in the middle of your screen and I say I move 4 steps. To the right means we will take it as positive. To the left means we will take it as negative. So I am moving 4 steps in the left. Meaning what? my position will be easily marked by minus 4. I moved 4 steps right means my position will be marked as 4 steps in the right. So for that, to denote the direction, we need negative numbers as well. Not only this left, right, front, back, even up and down itself. You know that sea level, like in the mountain and all, they say this mountain is 6,000 feet above the sea level. So then how do you say below the sea level? In the negative direction. Also, the temperature and all, they are used to measure, like 14 degrees Celsius, 15 degrees Celsius. In Antarctica, that kind of places and all, minus 4 degrees Celsius. Which means what? It's below. Like, you know what I mean, right? Not only 0, it goes beyond 0. So we need a measurement, we need the number system to denote those things as well. That is why we need negative numbers. So along with this set, existing set, we are including negative numbers as well. It starts with -1, -2, -3, and so on it goes. And these type of numbers are called as integers. How these are called? And guess what? How we can denote this number? Think, man, common sense. I told you, no? Natural numbers we denoted by n. Whole numbers we denoted by w. Integers means, what do you think? I. We may think of I, but universally they use this alphabet Z to denote integers. Integers are denoted by what? Z. Okay. That Z stands for Zahelen, meaning to count in English, and this Zagalen in Greek language. Okay. So can you repeat whatever the things I said? We have discussed about 3 type of number system. What are those? Okay. What is natural number? Okay. Starts with 1, 2, 3, and so on it goes. Okay. And after that, whole numbers. Starts with 0 and goes on. Okay. Then integers. Okay. So to predict the next number, we are going to classify these numbers as types. There are several types of numbers as well is there. Okay. We are going to classify these numbers as odd number and even number. Odd number and even number. Also, before getting started with odd number, even number, first you should know how these numbers are interconnected. See, 1 after that 2, which is 1 more than the previous number. Is it or not? Next 3 is there, which is 1 more than the previous number. Next 4, which is 1 more than the previous number. So when you say next number, the immediate next number, we should add 1 to the existing number. That's what we are calling it as successor. What do we call? Successor. See, the successor of 3, simply we say 4. 9. Next number is 10. 99. 100. 999. 1000. 1099. 1100. Hey, perfect, man. Usually people answer 2000 for this, you know. So that is it. That is what we are calling it as successor. Then the number which is before the given number is called as predecessor. Is called as what? Predecessor. Can you say what is the predecessor of? Predecessor of 555? 554. And the predecessor of 1279. That is all. So predecessor, successor, that is how it works. Also, the odd number, even number. You know this? What is odd number, even number? The odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, again 11, 13, it goes on. What is the difference between two consecutive odd numbers? 2. That's all. Also, the numbers which ends with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. The numbers which are ending with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 are called as odd numbers. Okay. And see here I said 1279. That is odd or even? Odd number. Okay. Then even number means the number which ends with 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So whichever the number ends with these all the digits is called as even number. Whether 0 is even number or not, that is my question. 0 is odd number or even number? The numbers which are divisible by 2. The numbers which are exactly divisible by 2 is called as even numbers. Whether the 2 can divide 0 or not. Yes, it does. That is why 0 is even number. Also, we can represent 0 as multiple of 2. A number which is a multiple of 2 is called as even number. Shall we represent this as multiple of 2? 2 into 0. So, that is why this 0 is even number. Okay. Now come back here. We classified all these natural numbers and all. Now, the important thing, the integers we are going to classify. The integers usually that is separated into two sections. One is positive number, another one is negative numbers. Okay. Now, when you say positive numbers, what are all the positive numbers you can say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on it goes. Negative numbers, negative 1, negative 2, and so on it goes. Now we left one number. Which one it is? 0. What you can say about 0 then? 0 is a positive number? No, 0 is not a positive number. 0 is neither. 0 is neither positive nor negative. Meaning what? 0 is not a positive number. Also 0 is not a negative number. 0 is called as neutral. 0 is called as neutral. Okay. Now Non-negative numbers. What's over there? What, man? Looks like you're writing some sticky notes. No. The thing I have to start with is non-negative numbers. What numbers? Which are all the numbers you call these are non-negative? The numbers which are not negative, we can say they are non-negative numbers. Obviously, the positive numbers are not negative, but with that 0 also has to be included, because 0 is also not negative, right? So when you say non-negative numbers, starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on it goes. Then negative numbers you know, non-negative numbers we know, also positive numbers we know. Non-positive numbers, what do you think? No, not only the negative numbers. When you say non-positive, these are negative, so this is not positive. 0 is also not positive, right? 0 is also not positive. So 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 4 and so on it goes. Okay. Now one important section we are stepping into, the comparison of numbers. Which is bigger, which is smaller. Also, like interlinking of all these numbers. See, we started with natural numbers and whole numbers. Again, we proceeded with integers. Now, shall we say all the natural numbers are integers? Whatever the numbers in the natural number, are they integers or not? Okay. Now, the conversely, shall we say all the integers are natural numbers? No, because negatives and all not in the natural. The same way, all the whole numbers, shall we say that is integer? But not all the integers are whole numbers. The same way, compare these two numbers, natural number and whole number. Tell me which is which. Either all the naturals are whole numbers or all the whole numbers are natural numbers. Okay. So this like we compared. Now, among the numbers comparison among the numbers. We say like 5 is greater or 7 is greater. 7 is greater. Okay. That how you will denote? See these kind of arrows. So the bigger part of this arrow should point on the bigger number. Smaller part of the arrow should point on the smaller number. So either this arrow we should use or this arrow we should use here. This one. So, and we read it right, 5 is less than 7. 5 is less than 7. Okay. The same applies for here also. Now, can you say which is the largest natural number? See, not this much largest. I simply asked largest. What you said instead? Largest you said. Not that much large. Small. Largest number. Which is largest natural number? No. If you say 6, I will say 7. That is also natural number, right? Then, shall we say 1000 as the largest natural number? After adding 1, we'll get another natural number that is much bigger than that. 1 lakh, 1 followed by 1000 zeros. Even if you say 1 followed by 1000 zeros, at last we'll add another 1 and we will say that is the biggest number. So, in that manner, the largest natural number cannot be determined. Largest natural number cannot be determined. Now, which one is the very, very, very small natural number? 1. That's it. Now, the same question passes to whole numbers. The largest whole number cannot be determined. The smallest whole number, 0. Okay. Now, the integers plays a different role. Up to this, not a problem, because we know how to classify which is big, which is not big. The negative numbers are quite different. You know, in negative numbers, small numbers are considered as bigger numbers. See, you know that or not? Is minus 1 is greater or minus 5 is greater? Minus 1 is greater. Why is that so? Why they are saying smallest? Because as a point of view of direction or distance, which one is nearer? That we may think it is greatest. Okay. For example, one tower is here. We are seeing the tower from this distance. Will it be big or small? The tower I am asking. At this distance I am telling. Like your phone itself, you just come closer to your phone. How much big it looks like. So, when the distance is smaller, the object is bigger. So, that is why we are taking this minus 1 as big number. And you moved 5 steps backward. Now, look at the same phone. How does it look based on this previous? Smaller than the previous one. So, that is why minus 5 is smaller than minus 1. If you move further like 100 steps back, it will become very small. So, that is why in negative numbers, smaller are considered as greater number. Okay. Now, we come back to again this natural number, integers. Which is the largest integer? Cannot be determined. Which is the smallest integer? See, 0 is here. Why you are saying it cannot be determined? Because beyond 0. See, 0 is greater than all these negative numbers. Okay. An integer which is greater than all negative integer is 0. 0 is greater than minus 1. That is it with the comparison. Any doubts in this? Okay. These are all called basics. Okay. Can you summarize things? Man, summarize things means you should say whatever the things we have seen, like biggest to smallest comparison, all those things as quick as possible. Okay, we are just reading whatever the things on the board. Have you noted all this down or not? This may feel like primary class, first and second standard to you, but these are all very important. Before starting to play, you should know what are all the rules, what are all the things we can do, what are all the do's and don'ts we should see, right? That is what we are discussing right now. Okay. So these are all very important. Just note this down faster, as fast as you can.